Hi, my name is Hugh, and this is my wife Diane, and we have two daughters, Meredith and Camille, and we're going to tell you the story of Nathaniel. We tried for about 2 years to get pregnant, and then we found out that we were pregnant, and everything was pretty normal. And shortly after his birth, we found out that he was diagnosed with a condition called tetralogy of Fallot, which would require 2 surgeries pretty quickly. So shortly after finding out about his diagnosis, a transport team from Vanderbilt came and took him away about an hour and a half later.
When he was 3 days old, he had his first surgery, and that went really well overall. He started recovering and doing well, but shortly before we tried to go home the first time, he started having complications. He had seizures that were found to be because of a stroke. We really struggled with not knowing what was causing them, but everyone back home at Asbury was praying for us the whole time. So after 55 days at Vanderbilt, we went home on July 4th. He was home for about 3 weeks when we had to go back for his second surgery. And the second surgery didn't go as well as we would have liked. His lung artery tore. He bled out. He had a severe hemorrhage. He lost his entire blood volume. They had to leave his chest open with nothing but a piece of clear plastic covering it because they were afraid they would have to go and do more surgery. We weren't sure if he would survive. So I begged and pleaded with God for hours that night to save him, to heal him. I told God he couldn't possibly take him. He was my son. And then finally I gave up begging and pleading, and I surrendered Nathaniel back to God. I said, God, he's your son. He's your child. He's not mine. Whether he lives or dies, he's yours. Once I surrendered Nathaniel back to God, I finally had peace, and then I knew everything would be okay. And then after 29 days in the hospital, he went home again. We're not completely sure what the future has in store for Nathaniel. We know he will still have some more surgeries and procedures and delays. The only thing we know for sure is that God has been with Nathaniel this whole time, that he is a miracle, that God will be with Nathaniel through everything. We know that he's a child of God. He was fearfully and wonderfully made, and that we are so blessed.